Hello. How's it going? Solid. Hope you've been well. Yeah, I'm good. Just been a bit bored lately. Always that time near the end of betas gets a bit boring because you already know everything. Hello. Do you think generalists are healthy for the game when they are almost better slash competing with niche supports? Yes. You need to think of it this way. Even if this game removed the generalists, how good these niche supports are for their specific teams wouldn't change, right? So, in the universe where there is no generalists, people have absolutely no other alternative that's good outside of that one niche teammate who's best in slot. While with the generalists, you actually have much better options and you're able to get a lot more value out of these generalists because you can use them in the future or even on older teams because they work anywhere, right? Like, I can almost guarantee you Emblade and Robin being as good as they are isn't the reason why power creep is increasing, you know? I just don't think so. Ho-Yo games are the ball and gun games of gachas. Yeah, probably. I think it's more accurate to call like Ho-Yo, it kind of like Call of Duty. You know, they're kind of the Call of Duty of their their genre of like gacha and stuff. Like it's the most popular. It's the one most people go to. Ho-Yo anything. Like I'm also in this boat as well. I mean, I'm not gonna play their newest game. Their newest game, like that Pokemon one, looks really bad. But like, I only gave HSR a shot to begin with, because of me playing Genshin. So I do feel like I feel like there's a lot of revisionism around Hoyo though, because like Genshin gets kind of clowned on these days after years and years of being out. So there's like some better options graphically like Wuwa, and people are like, "Oh, how does Genshin have this fan base?" But like in my opinion, Genshin was pretty revolutionary when it first released. So that's why it has like such a big fan base. I don't know how people don't understand that. Maybe it's just like the younger generation that didn't have to struggle with anime games, but like anime games used to be in the dumps. Like at the best anime games you'd get would still be some of the most insane cash grabs, and the gameplay wouldn't even be that great. Like most people, anime games back then was like just play Naruto Storm 4, bro. Yeah, just play the Naruto games. That's literally all it fucking was back then, man. Like a majority of them just didn't have much. Yeah, like there was always this like weird stigma with anime stuff, where people would be like it just wasn't that popular in the West until COVID hit. That's just all it was. When COVID hit, people got so bored that they started doing anything, and then they finally found out how good anime was. And then finally some companies saw the increase in popularity. And then Genshin took advantage of that at the best time possible. Can you unban Tactician? He will behave now and he is sorry. A permaban is too harsh. One more chance. I'll think about it, bro. Maybe after I end the stream, I can check. The annoying thing is I have to go through my YouTube studio and look up the people I've banned. I'll think about it though. I'd like to say I probably will unban him. It's been like long enough with him gone from my chat where like I'm not even that mad anymore, so. But if he tries to do that shit again, then yeah, he's just gonna get banned again. No, I don't like charging for unbans. That's weird behavior. That's really weird behavior. I care more if like the person has genuinely kind of changed, you know? I value that so much more. Cuz the only reason I stream to begin with is interacting with my chat. Like my streams aren't monetized. Dragon Ball games are still good. I don't know. I feel like Dragon Ball games are pretty overhyped a lot of the time. Like, bro, the Sparking Zero stuff, bro. I've never seen a game so overhyped in my life on social media just for it to be forgotten in a few months. There were dead ass people trying to push the agenda that Sparking Zero deserved Game of the Year. I couldn't believe it. Hello, Gabby? Hello. I remember Jump Force came out and it was such a disappointment. Yeah, I remember being excited for Jump Force. Like, the potential of Jump Force was incredibly high. Because, it was like all the animes mixed together in a fighter. Like, what more could you ask for? All the big animes, you get the biggest characters. Like, how does that fail? But it just did. I was part of the Sparking Zero hype. I mean, I think it's fine to be excited for a game you like, but I just find it insane when people are saying, like, this is going to be Game of the Year, you know? Like, that's crazy. Trying to push the agenda that, like, a normal Dragon Ball game is going to fucking be Game of the Year, and it's the best game compared to everything else is... Nice, Tact. It's nice to hear. Anime games were cooked after the Jump Force failure. I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, there's like too many anime games currently. Or actually, I think there's too many trying to contest Genshin in like the same space. Like they need to kind of branch out a little more. I'd really appreciate it. My friends bought Sparking Zero Ultimate Edition for $100, and they ditched that game in less than a month. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know. Now, people can do what they want with their own money. I'm not gonna judge. But yeah. Like this is why for me personally, I've always been a bit stingy when it comes to investing into like expensive overhyped games. And I am usually that guy who waits for like the game to officially release and actually see what's up through videos before I experience it. Because it's like, bro, in this economy, there's no way I'm dropping $100 on a game that got massively overhyped by social media just to push agendas. It happens too often now. Like agenda posting something you like is just way too normalized on social media. Like you'll see a post with 10k likes saying that, you know, this game is the best game that's been released in years, and you're like, "Oh shit. Damn, a lot of people agree with this. Let me check it out." And then you just get absolutely scammed. Join the council, everyone. I'm kinda tired of WUA. Power creep is increasing, and every patch, 2 characters, it's not free to play friendly anymore. Brother, these gachas were never free to play friendly. I don't care. I always came into these gacha games with the mindset that they aren't free to play friendly, so it just doesn't affect me. People who actually fooled themselves into believing you know, in WUA, it's like so free to play friendly. You never have FOMO. You never have any of that. Like, it's just stupid. I don't know why anybody falls for this shit. It applies to HSR. It applies to Genshin. It applies to any future gacha, any Hoyo game. But so long as you realize that, like, it's not free to play friendly, then it's fine, to be honest, in my opinion. It's usually like the bit of delusion that makes it hurt a bit more for people. HSR with one new character almost every time now. Yeah, they have been more consistently releasing patches with only one new character, which makes it a lot easier to say for sure. We have 3.7 with Cyrene, 3.8 with Dahlia, 4.1 with Ashvale. Was 4.3 only Emblade? Or no? Am I tripping? I think 4.3 was only Emblade, right? Yeah? Okay, yeah. And then 4.6 and 4.7 are both one character with Pearl and Nihilux. So. And then you have ZZZ collab in 4.8, which probably one character and that is free. So there's also that. Real nice. My Day skin when? Never. It's never releasing. This game doesn't give a shit about My Day. Why do you think they've slowed down / delayed the Nova flares? I mean, they haven't. It's kind of the same as last version. You got the Novas in 4.4, and then there wasn't any more Novas until 4.0. From 3.4 to 4.0. There was no Novas in between. It's actually their norm. Ellen Joe is said to be free. I just don't think so. I really don't. I don't think Ellen's gonna be the free one. Listen, I'd be happy, of course, because that'd make my life way easier. But like, I've looked up the trends. Ellen is at least like 4 times as popular as Astra. I can't imagine that a game that is doing a collab to try and make money would make the way more popular character free. I'll be right back, guys. I think Pearl won't be that broken because she's a sustain. I mean, I don't really feel like repeating my opinion on Pearl and why most people are wrong on, oh, she's a sustain, so she's not going to be an upgrade thing. She's definitely going to be a big upgrade. She'll be an improvement, but not another Yao Guang. I mean, obviously. Like what? Why would she be a second? Like, do you even know what second Yao Guang implies? It would basically buff Silverwolf's team by double of what it currently is. If the logic is second Yao Guang, like of course, maybe with vertical investment she can do that, but not at base. But like, 40 to 50% increase in the team's performance in sustain teams is 100% doable over any other sustain option. It's definitely doable. And then with tailored verticals, she can be better than other sustainless options with like Robin SP and shit. People are hoping she'll save Silverwolf. I mean, Silverwolf doesn't even need saving. Like, once again, if you buff Silverwolf's sustain team performance by like 40-50%, she is like on par with Himiko with Robin SP and shit. She doesn't need saving. People are so over exaggerative in this. Man, it's crazy. Like, saying Silverwolf needs saving is nuts. E2 is how you save for Silverwolf. I mean, just get an E2 Silverwolf with like E1 Guang, and then you're good for like the rest of this version. Like, not even including Pearl, not even including like Nihilux if she does end up doing anything for her. Like, that's literally all she needs, and she's completely good for the next like year plus. Then you include Pearl and the other stuff, like she's gonna be completely fine. I know a lot of people are gonna say like, "Oh, E2 is normalized," but like, you get E2. Okay, I think the best way to think of E2s in this game, plus 1 year on your character being as meta as they were on release. Just add plus 1 year. Bam. That's what an E2 gives you on a character. So, is that worth it? I don't know. Ask yourself. Don't ask me. Never once forgetted my E2 Silverwolf. I mean, there's a lot of people who have like, they hate Eidolons. They hate investing in Eidolons. They hate the idea. Which is like, I kind of get that, but with how strong Eidolons are in this game across like any character at all these days, I mean, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot if your goal is, let me keep playing my older character for years and years, you know? Like, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. I don't understand why people say Silverwolf is bad. Well, for one, she's the main push on the anniversary. So she's in the eyes of a lot of haters because she's automatically one of, if not the most popular character in this entire version. But also, it's just a thing, as always, with agenda posting from other Elation DPS mains who want to hate on her, you know? Or let's say you're someone who has the agenda that new paths completely suck in HSR, then you're obviously going to shit talk new path characters if they're not even that much stronger than, let's say, some other non-new path one, right? Like, that's just kind of how it goes in HSR community sometimes. They just over exaggeratively doom post characters that they don't like for some reason. Yeah, like, the Evanescia Silverwolf stuff is exactly the same as the Aglaia Cassie shit. Like, I don't know if you guys are newer or not, and you weren't there, so you wouldn't know, but like, all this agenda posting against Silverwolf for being underwhelming as an Annie main push was all done with Cassie as well, before her team finished. There was an agenda of, oh, everybody said skip Aggie because Cassie's gonna be better and get more shilling, but look, Aggie's holding her own. In fact, she has like lower cost clears in MOC right now over Cassie. That was like an agenda being pushed for a while. And people were even coming in my comments trying to make fun of me for being like, yeah, just save for Cassie instead. Aglaia's better and prettier? Nah. I feel like comparing anyone to Cassie gets a bit unfair sometimes because she has like a death dragon. It doesn't get much cooler than a death dragon. I don't think we should expect future teams to turn out like Monorem. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I completely expect Elation to end up like Monorem. Like, I'm pretty confident in it. Like, all I'm saying is, if you looked at Cassie's place in the meta pre-Evernight, she was like losing to Dot, Phanon, Sustainless, and Noxa. Like, Cassie was not the behemoth that people make her out to be currently without her full team. I am fully in belief that Elation sustain teams can basically be the new Monorem. In terms of like tailored vertical investment, that's all really good to invest into. Good synergy, punchline gen, everybody does damage. Cassie was losing to Herta, yeah. Like, Cassie was just not great. There's so much revisionism with Cassie in the opposite way, kinda. Where, like, everybody pretends that she was just always this, like, omnipotent team ever since release. That was just never the case. Cassie mains had to wait a long-ass time. Basically, the entire version. Until she was finally, like, the top dog in the version. Because of how good the team being finished was. Don't the generalist Ichu merchants like Phanon and Himiko age better than these new path DPSs? Yes. I agree. For like the average player, 95% of players, yes. This is what I've always said. People are like, oh, it's like a privilege to be the Annie main push character. It's only a privilege if you are willing to go into the fat investment that the entire team needs in order to surpass every other team, right? Like, we're talking 8 cost, probably. 8 cost or higher. You go that much into the team with optimal investment, then it's a good thing. But the average player who goes like 4 to 6 cost into a team at max, they prefer Himiko. They prefer Phanon. They have way better early investment, and they're actually not locked to a new path with specific characters. So you can use them with some generalists. Like, it's always been overhyped to be the Annie main push. It's always been a very overhyped thing. Himiko at high cost still outperforms Silverwolf? Brother, you're comparing it to Elation characters whose team isn't finished. Himiko doesn't even have a single dedicated teammate leaked at all. She's probably not even going to get any. It's one team that's going to improve and the other that isn't. Himiko is also not finished? Can you tell me who between Ellen and Astra Yao, Nihilux and Pearl is going to buff Himiko in this version? Astra Yao? We barely know anything about Astra. Buddy, even if Astra is some generalist sustainer, that doesn't only buff Himiko, that buffs literally anybody. No one will buff Himiko until a year later? Exactly. Like, sure, Sunday Nova can do something, but at a base, at max, even if he receives a Sparkle Nova, like, it's like, what, a 20 to 30% buff for Himiko? Like, that's decent. But then you also have to consider the fact of, like, people can just run Robin SP with E2 Himiko, and then have, like, Donhung PT plus some other one. Like, you technically fulfill the requirement since you have E2. You can get the extra assist skills because it's Himiko E2. Like, you just get away with it. Like, Sunday, it just isn't really needed for Himiko at high costs. Even if his E1 gets reworked, the rest of his verticals is garbage. It's not like a Robin SP where the E2 is also good. Don Hung will get Nova flared? Don Hung PT? Yeah, right. Brother, they haven't even touched Aventurine or Ling Sha yet. What makes you think they're gonna touch Don Hung PT? Especially since he's free. They care even less. Because Novaing Don Hung PT barely does anything for them. Like 99% of people in the game already own him. Don Hung releasing in version 5? I mean, yeah, that can be a buff for Himiko for sure. But like within this version, it's not happening. Also, we don't even know when Don Hung is releasing in the next one. He could be the third main push for all we know. Or even just a non-main push. And then he's like late as fuck into version 5. Kind of like a Robin SP situation. They're in like the later half. Will they not give Himiko a single dedicated unit? I mean, why do you think they made her E2 so busted? And she's probably going to get Sunday Nova. Like, technically, she is getting buffs. She just got Robin SP, new AoE best in slot in her team. She's going to get Sunday Nova. Anybody who has Sunday, it's just an automatic upscale for her. She has the greatest E2 investment in the entirety of this version as well. She has the greatest Lycone investment. And then she can get buffed in the future by other generalists and Don Hung. If Don Hung is somehow synergistic with her from version 5. I think it works out. Bro. Who's Robin in after sales for? Nobody. She's just a pure generalist. There's no one she's really targeted towards. Robin is for Evernight? Eh. Not really. She's the same upscale in Evernight teams, if not even less, to be honest. Like, she upscales some other teams from Ampho even more than she does Evernight teams, so it's like... it's just everybody. It's not one specific team. Crit damage, attack percent buffing, speed buffing, defense shred, vulnerability. Like, just everything is universal. I guess except Break. Break can't use attack buffs or crit damage buffs. That's basically the only one. What's going on Gacha Twitter? I don't know. I've barely been using Twitter like the past week. I don't even know if there's anything going on there. Past couple weeks, to be honest. Firefly scales attack to break effect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't get buffed by allies attack buffing that. So it doesn't affect her scaling. Doesn't Pridewind say Himiko E2 is an 80% increase, but Phaenon's is 200%? Himiko's E2 has significantly more value in different team comps. You're not going to see... Okay, if they run the calcs on the exact same team full of Astral Express characters, the E2's value isn't going to show as much. But if you change up the team in order to further take advantage of Himiko's E2, that's where it becomes significantly stronger. Yeah, also Himiko's E1 is like stronger than Phaenon's E1 by a good bit. So the E1 and E2 combo is nice. What do you think finality would entail if you had to guess? Genuinely no clue. Like, just no clue. I'm the same way I felt with Elation before it officially came out. I feel the exact same way with finality. Elation wasn't even what I thought it'd be, so finality definitely won't either. Clueless. Nice, Mari. Will you go for Summer Robin's E1 when she releases? I don't know. I might just get Hyocine's E1 instead. Because I think it's pretty unlikely that Hyosine gets another fast rerun again for the rest of this version. And so I know Summer Robin's probably going to get a fast rerun. It might be better to get E1 Hyosine instead before her banner just disappears from this game. Is it worth it to get Ashvale for E2 Fei Xiao if I also have Emblade? Yeah. I don't think that really changes anything. Ashvale and Emblade together to begin with is what makes the combo so good. And I think Fei Xiao with her signature with the Ashvale Emblade combo hits like 100% defense shred or something. At least on her ult. Maybe not on the Fuas, but on her ult she does. Oh fuck, I need to check the light cone. Yeah. She gets a total of 97% defense shred on her ult with the Ashvale Emblade combo. Why are they giving Hyosine so many reruns? Because Hyosine turns into a generalist sustain if you use Robin on her team. So Hyosine stocks are up. It's pretty obvious. The first rerun was because of Mono Rem, and this rerun is because of Robin SP. They're trying to bait before Pearl. I mean, Pearl's beta will be out. So it's like, the people who watch leaks are unaffected. They'll be able to see Pearl's kit completely fine. Maybe not like V4 and V5, but they'll be able to see the first 3 versions. Hyosine bait? I wouldn't really say she's bait. It just depends on the reason you're pulling her for. Is she bait in terms of like, oh, she's a really good sustain, even if I don't have any of her niche teams, I'm going to pull her? Yeah. Like, if you're just pulling a sustain to pull a sustain and you don't even have the good teams for her, then yeah, it's like pretty mid. But if you're actually pulling her or her vertical investment for like Mono Rem and shit, I think it's fine. Like, E1 Hyosine is so strong with Cassie Mono Rem. The more vertical investment is in that team. So in my case scenario, it's like it doesn't even matter. It's worth it to get E1 Hyosine. I'm also running an Elation team. So either way, even if you're like, oh, she's bait because Pearl is so good or whatever, Pearl just goes on Silverwolf's team. Is Saridra good with Himiko? It's overhyped. But yes, you can use Saridra with Himiko. But it's overhyped. Just like every single, oh my god, Saridra's better than we thought team comp outside of the norm, There's like multiple other better options, but she's usable, so yeah. Is Saridra still part of Phenon's best in slot team? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like if you're thinking, wow, I need to pull Saridra, this is the most optimal investment for increasing my Phenon's performance, that isn't the case anymore. Like, you can just run Robin SB because of how busted she is, and like, I don't know, Nova Sparkle, and it's probably close. I'd imagine they perform really close against endgame content versus a Saridra comp. Not gonna lie. She's just getting out buffed. It doesn't matter if she gives you a double meteor like every, like 5 or 6 attacks. She's getting out buffed so hard. So it's close, and the double meteor just doesn't matter, in my opinion. Chewy made a video on that. I don't know what he said. I didn't watch the video. My Phenon is E2S0. Should I get his S1? Yeah. How do you feel about the Jingron beta nerf? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't even know he got nerfed. I haven't been paying attention to Wu or playing it for like the last couple weeks. Firefly can heal the enemy and people would still pull for her? I mean, yeah, it's Firefly. I'm pretty excited to hear that she's coming in the next version. What happened to the Wuwa arc? I mean, I still enjoy Wuwa, but it's like I've just been focused on other things. It's not even like, oh, I'm playing other games over Wuwa. Like, no, that's not the case. Or like gacha games. Like, all I've been doing lately is just playing with my friends more. So I've had less time to play gachas. So when I do play gachas, I usually just use it to make like an HSR video. Or like maintain my HSR account quickly. Bye, Sodic. Friends, that's a lie. That hurts. Got burnout from the game after 2 weeks. I don't have Wuwa burnout. What is this agenda? I'm just focused on playing other games. Is Silverwolf E2 better than her Sig? Yeah. Off to work. Best of luck. Thanks. Hope you have a good day. If you don't like a character, that means you hate them. Agenda must be upheld. True. This is what people are doing with me for, like, for me it's the opposite sometimes. Like, people think I actually care about Yao Guang all that much because of how much, like, defending I did for her during the Doom posting. I think Yao Guang might be the most forgettable character so far among the released 4.x roster for me. Pearl might take the cake. I'm not gonna lie. I think Pearl might take the cake, so. But, like, I really just don't care for Yao Guang as a character. People are like, oh, why do you defend her? It's like, I'm so sick of just seeing the misinfo, man. And then there's also Sparksy. Like, I've been pretty critical of Sparksy value, and she's also like Sparkle is my favorite character in HSR. Well, the one I find the most attractive, not my favorite, but in that aspect, she's my favorite. I haven't even pulled her. I don't have her on any of my accounts, Sparksy, and I'm pretty critical of her. I've never understood the oh, I have a bias towards this character, whether positive or negative. Let me, like, exaggeratively say things to push my agenda. Like, what's the point? Because agenda posting is fun? Yeah, but then some, like, clueless person is gonna watch my videos and think I'm, like, dead serious. Like, imagine if I was agenda posting my day on videos, talking about how he's actually the greatest HP scaling DPS, and someone falls for that. I'd suggest getting Pearl and E2 Silverwolf. People mistake fun agenda posting for slander posting. Yeah, maybe that happens with me, not gonna lie. Yeah, I just can't tell. It's hard to tell sometimes on social media because you can't see the exact tone that someone is using on text. It's like half the people who type the exact same way are dead serious and the other half are joking, and you just never know. Unless you, like, know the person personally. I don't get why people get so mad over jokes. I mean, if you consider the Yao Guang Doom posting a joke, then that is a prime example of why people get angry when other people joke about meta stuff. Like, it went from quote unquote a joke to a genuine belief that a majority of the HSR community thought Yao Guang was trash and about to get replaced in, like, one patch. That's why I usually don't joke that much when it comes to, like, meta discussion. Like, and the thing is, you guys can actually hear my voice. You guys can tell when I'm being sarcastic about a take or something. No way, it was that many? Brother, it was bad. It was bad. It used to be a hot take. It was a legitimate hot take on, you know, HSR meta discussions that Yao Guang wouldn't get instantly replaced and she would be best in slot for Silverwolf. Legit, the only person's community that I saw that had maybe like a slightly majority in them believing Yao Guang would be best in slot for Elation is my own. That was the only one I saw. My own community was the only one. And it's because I had to have made like 20 videos on Yao Guang. I feel like it's like 20. Kafka being the anniversary unit feels off. I mean, after they made Silverwolf SP an anniversary unit, I don't really put it off the table. I know what you're thinking. Obviously, Firefly is more popular than Kafka, and so you'd think Firefly would be the anti-main push, but I mean, I do think no matter what, Firefly will be like some main push. So she's going to make just as much money anyways. Why people think Free MC was going to be better than Yao Guang? People were the main fuel to the fire for EMC over Yao Guang was the fact that some leaker came out and said every testing team for Silverwolf had EMC, but not every testing team for Silverwolf had Yao Guang. And so this means EMC, since there wasn't a single team without him, he has to be like this best in slot, even over Yao Guang. But I tried to explain to people back then, this does not mean that he is better than Yao Guang. EMC isn't released while Yao Guang is. So yes, EMC is going to be in every Silverwolf team because they're testing EMC, right? Like, Yao Guang doesn't need any more testing. This guy's literally in his beta. He needs to get tested. But people were like, "Aw, Gabby, you're coping." Like, what do you mean I'm coping? Yeah, Yao Dooming was the worst for me. Like, I see, like, pretty consistently on social media, most people rank, like, Cyrene as the most Doom posted beta, but I think the reason these people don't consider Yao Guang is solely because they were also on the train of thinking Yao Guang was going to get replaced. They were never on that, like, opposing side to the argument, where like it was just 10 times more hideous than if you were on the normal hate train. The way you refuse to put EMC or Sparksy instead of Sparkle in your own Silverwolf team? I mean, in fairness, it's mainly because I don't have Sparksy, and this account has way better investments I can make with one cost than pulling Sparksy. And EMC was, I was too lazy to build EMC. Straight up. Just too lazy to build him. I'm pretty sure he's unleveled without relics and without his traces level. But also, yes, I like seeing Sparkle on this team. The Sponkler. I mean, yeah, like 99% of Yao Dooming these days is like, oh, look at how trash of a character this is. Isn't it obvious? only like 16% vulnerability and 20% res pen on ult. That's all the generalist buffing she has. Like, terrible. So easily power creepable. But these people ignore every elation mechanic that she does in her kit for her teams. Like, they ignored the blatantly obvious and went to target her generalist buffing when she's supposed to be a niche support to begin with. Her value isn't the generalist buffing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not what you should be looking at. Like, for Robin, SP, and Emblade, yeah. Those are the types of character kits where you can be like, oh, the general buffing kind of sucks, right? Like, imagine Robin SP if she had no attack and crit damage buffing, and her max defense shred buff was like 25% instead of 40. So now she's giving 16% vulnerability, 25% defense shred, and that's it. Like, yeah, that's underwhelming. Like, that you can criticize. Because she's literally a generalist support. That's her entire role. But Yao Guang, brother, there's bigger fish to fry. Sparksy was never a DPS. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think Sparksy main DPS isn't even that bad. And it'll probably only improve now with Pearl as well. The issue with Sparksy pullers is if they pulled her as a sub DPS for Silverwolf. Which, like, I too thought that, like, her main role would be that. But I don't know. I'm currently iffy on my previous predictions of Sparksy staying in Silverwolf's team, simply because Robin SP is completely gapping her right now. Like, what? Even if Nihilux in some alternate world is a Yao Guang replacement, like, the specific Sparksy buff that Nihilux would have to give for Sparksy to be better than Robin SP is disgusting. Like, the diff between Robin SP and Sparksy currently is pretty big. Do you think Nihilux would be a DPS? I think Nihilux being a DPS would be the best move. And to be honest, I'm getting more and more hyped for Nihilux the more leaks I see about, like, her playable model and who she is. And I just don't want her to be a support. I really don't. Like, I can just imagine she would pop off so much harder as a main DPS. Can you tell me the optimal Kafka SP investment order? My Day, Firefly, and Boot Hill. Get those 3 teammates and she'll be great. No sustain. The break DPSs are the sustains. Don't worry about it. And My Day has taunt, so... How does the finality mechanics work? Oh, they're crazy, bro. They're insane. Like, at the end of their enhanced state, a black hole appears, and it just does a ton of damage to the enemies. Like, bro, I can't wait for it. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Kind of like your name, craziness. Gabby in the future. uh, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder when this game will get to the point where we start getting characters who can just deal damage based off of an enemy's max HP percent. You guys think we'll ever get there? Like, this character's ult removes 20% max HP from an enemy? I guess that's too future proof, right? Unless they introduce a mechanic where it's like, oh, well, actually, they have a second bar, and this bar is called True Essence, and this doesn't account as their max HP. So you're not actually technically dealing 20%. Some bullshit like that. They already have that with the multiple health bars. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure HSR shows like Lygus, who has multiple health bars. It shows like it's 100% even if the health bars go down. Same thing with Iron Tomb. Oh, wait, are you saying like the different phases? Like if a boss has 2 or 3 phases, that technically nerfs it? I mean, the ones with multi-phase, yeah, yeah. Isn't Lavin better than Sparksy? Yeah. Do you think Nihilux will be Quantum or Lightning Elation? Isolation. No, I do think Lightning is pretty possible with Nihilux. Lightning or Quantum are like some of the most likely ones. Back-to-back Isolation? That would be funny. Because that's technically a repeat of what they did with Evernight and Cyrene, where they were back-to-back Ice Remembrance. Can Avin trigger 4 loot boxes for Silverwolf like Sparksy? I mean, probably not. He has a lot of attack spam, but none of it is with using skill points, so... How do you think Elation will be nerfed to push the new path? I mean, they probably won't be nerfed. They just won't benefit as much from Shill as the new team. It's kind of like Mono Rem. Like, everybody's like, oh, Mono Rem's about to get hard nerfed in version 4 in order to sell Elation. And, like, yeah, there's some annoying enemies who have, like, something where it's like, oh, I take a bit of your max HP, haha. But, like, that's it. It's like toe tickling. It barely fucking matters. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think they're gonna counter Shill Elation. They're just gonna massively shield the new path instead. Counter shillelation equals enemies no longer shit out punchline. I mean, the entire punchline thing just doesn't really matter. Like, once they get Pearl, they're not going to struggle with punchline gen anyways, even without enemies giving them it. So, like, yeah, it's like, oh, you can remove enemies that give punchline, but guess what? Now we have Pearl, so it doesn't even matter, because now everybody generates punchline. Bam. How about that? Rem is getting hard countered in 4.x? Not really, man. Not really. Like, I'm pretty sure Evernight main DPS and Cassie Mono Rem are still just absolutely shredding low cost King and just low cost of any of the 3 main endgame modes. Pearl enables elation teams outside of their shield content. I mean, she's going to do more than that. Because she's not only going to have... Like, punchline gen is nothing but scratching the surface. That's all it is. It's only scratching the surface of what Pearl would provide. Like, yeah, she fixes the punchline problem. But she's 100% going to have other things as well. Like her own elation skill, tailored verticals, possible elation buffing and base kit, yada yada yada. What do you think the elation team will be at the end of this version? I don't know. I don't know what Nihilux is going to be. It just depends on that. If Nihilux isn't a supportive character and she's a DPS instead, it's probably the same as I always predicted it. Silverwolf, Sparksy, Yao Guang, and Pearl. It's probably it. Low cost Mono Rem gets dunked on. I mean, Mono Rem now has Hyacine and Robin SP. So, like, Evernight main DPS low cost runs have always been a thing. Not Cassie. Cassie has always needed like 2 more than Evernight at low cost. But now that Evernight gets another upgrade, like, she's probably continuing her low cost terrorism against endgame content. I don't understand why people are trying to force Nihilux into Silverwolf's team. I mean, I don't even blame them. I used to blame them, but now that, like, there's just solid proof that Robin SP gaps Sparksy in Silverwolf's team, like, how can you not assume the possibility, at least, that Sparksy's getting kicked out of the team and Nihilux could take it? Like, it is just a real possibility. That's what happens when you get devs trying to switch up the way they release characters out of nowhere, and it completely backfiring. Can Robin trigger 4 loot boxes in 1 turn? Brother, nobody gives a shit about the loot boxes. I'm gonna be honest. Like, the loot boxes don't do anywhere near enough damage for anybody to care about it if you can just out buff them by such a vast amount. I feel like people are putting too much hope into Pearl. Summer, I'm gonna be honest, you really need to stop these like face value comparisons. Like it just isn't the same. Like I cannot stress enough. I've had to explain this like at least 30 times at this point. Elation is the only path in this game where there are inherent like there can be an elation unit. Imagine this, an elation unit and then a non-elation unit. They have the exact same kit, right? They have the exact same fucking kit. It's just that one's elation. If you replace the non-elation unit with the elation one, who has actual punchline gen and an AHA skill in AHA instance, that team is probably becoming like 30% stronger. 25 to 30% stronger. Just automatically. Just because they're elation and the other one isn't. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, everybody likes to clown EMC because his kit fucking sucks. And, like, they're right. Yet, why is EMC still so usable for these elation DPSs when his kit looks like he's barely providing anything? It's because he's elation. Like, I've seen people running Evanesia plus Sparksy combos and it working against endgame content. Like, elation is the only path that has this. There is like huge benefits to being paired with another elation character. Also, you guys need to understand, a character who is targeted as a best in slot in a more niche team tends to matter more in their niche team, right? Like, Dan Heng PT isn't a niche character. He's generalist. Just gives attack buffs. 80% of DPSs in this game takes advantage of that. So how good he is for those teams is automatically worse. That's just how Hoyo works, right? Hyacinth is an example of made for niche and only for a couple of teams, so her power budget is significantly higher in those teams. Like, I always find it funny that like everybody likes to use Dan Heng PT as a reference of like, oh, he barely buffed Phenon. Phenon is literally the number one sustainless unit in the entirety of the game. The only one who can run it infinitely, right? This comparison is just horrid. It's absolutely horrid. And two, unless you're running Sunday with Phenon, there isn't even a benefit to running Dan Heng PT over other sustains. Like, the benefit is just incredibly fucking small. There's no like, oh, Phenon has this trace in his kit where it says if Dan Heng PT buffs him or he has a summon, he gets like 100% more damage. It just doesn't exist, right? Like, the more accurate comparison, niche versus niche for their team, would be comparing to Hyacinth. But people don't like using Hyacinth because they know Hyacinth is good. it doesn't fit their agenda to compare Pearl to another sustain that's actually fucking great in their teams. What if Pearl is a side grade to running sustainless and mono elation? That's still fucking amazing. That's still really good. Like, you guys need to understand this, right? Sustainless in the old days is not the same as sustainless these days. Back then, running sustainless, usually Bronya, and sustainless versus sustain had Bronya at like 40 to 50% better than a sustain. Sustainless these days is M-Blade and Robin SP, who are not 50% jumps. They are 100% jumps. They double the team's damage. If you are a side grade to a sustainless comp with M-Blade or Robin SP, you are incredible as a sustain. You are absolutely incredible. And then you also need to consider the fact the sustain, because they're made for this team, they usually have better vertical investment for it. So there's also that. They could get better with verticals. This is why I always said, like, if Phenon ever got a sustain that let him have his sustainless performance in sustain, I'd be glazing Dan Heng PT even today to like an endless extent. Like, competing against sustainless teams as a sustain is just so good. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I feel like a lot of you are kind of like, maybe you guys don't understand this because you only look at Cassie Mono Rem specifically. But if Cassie wasn't handicapped by the way her charge works, and then also if you look at Evernight, these two would prefer sustainless over Hyacine just like any other team, right? Like, it's only Cassie with her fucking charge and the way it works, and the fact that Evernight consumes her own HP, so she must die eventually. If they did not have these handicaps, then sustainless would also be better for them too. You know? Like, there is technically no sustain team that is stronger than a sustainless one in the entirety of the game. Like, that's just not meant to be. The entire point of sustainless is you're taking a sacrifice to, like, vastly increase your team strength for a short period. This is my question. Are you asking us to get Robin/Wavin only to replace Sparksy in a Silverwolf team? No. I've never said that. Doesn't Phenon have a shielding trace buff? It's just a healing or shielding. Literally any sustain works with it. You could put any sustain in his team and it works. It's like a, I think it was like 50% damage bonus or something. You said they are better than her? That doesn't mean that it's worth replacing her. Like, one, you don't know how these teams are going to finish by the end of this version, which can completely change how much better or worse Sparksy is. Like, there's no point in jumping the gun every time there's a new best in slot. Otherwise, you would have ended up like those guys who pulled Tribby, thinking she'd be a best in slot for Cassie, because she was best in slot for nearly the entire version. But then you got Cyrene, and it's like, bam. Bye-bye, Tribby. You know? Oh, and then you got M-Blade. Bye-bye, Cyrene. Oh, and then you get Robin SP. Bye-bye, M-Blade. You know? Well, yeah, obviously the generalists have more use cases, unlike the niche supports who get power crowd, but I wish I had Tribby on this account, but I don't. I only have her on my Noxa account, which I don't even log into actively anymore. That's the only time I see her. Is it a good idea to skip Summer Robin? It just depends on your account. It's like my recent video said, no must pulls exist in this game. Given the context of someone's account, they can just completely ignore Robin, and it won't make a difference. You know? Like, it just depends. Different priorities, different kits, different characters on your stuff. Is there a high chance of Nova Flares in 4.7? I mean, I can't imagine, like, surely they just do the Novas at this point. 4.7 or 4.8. I can't imagine them waiting even longer. Because at that point, it's like, holy shit. We have to wait until version 5 for a Sunday Nova. And, like, Jiaoqiu Nova and stuff. It's kind of dumb. Casterus Nova when? Probably somewhere in version 4. She's like high on the list for getting Novas, in my opinion. Popular enough, sold well enough, and she's replaceable enough as well. So they can easily increase her value. Late version 4? It could be early, to be honest. Like Firefly? Like Firefly released in 2.3 and got her Nova in 4.4. So about 2-year gap. So I can easily imagine Cassie getting a Nova in like 5.4. Like she was released earlier on in Ampho in 3.2. I don't know. I will say, I do feel that it's pretty likely that either Cassie or Phanon gets a buff on the next version's anniversary, probably. Somewhere around that time period. Those two are pretty likely to get buffs because of their popularity. Phanon is in more dire need of a base kit buff than Cassie, but Cassie is like the best seller from Ampho, so she might get the special treatment, who knows. Then again, Acheron had better sales than Firefly, but Firefly got buffed before Acheron, so. Firefly was struggling in 3.x, but Casterus isn't struggling right now. No. I think it's the same situation. I think this is kind of revisionism. Not gonna lie. Firefly, even at her absolute worst, meaning one patch before Dahlia release, she could still do like 6 cost 0 cycles, 7 cost 0 cycles, and at the beginning of version 3 she could actually still do like 2 or 3 cost 0 cycles, which is like, by the time we are in 5.2, it is likely that Cassie is going to need like 5 or 6 costs for her 0 cycles. Maybe even more. Like, she'll end up being in the exact same situation as Firefly. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Yeah, like, bro. Cassie's lowest cost, Zero Cycle, against current MOC Flame Reaver is 5. And this is with Battle Pass cones. Please don't tell me it increases without. Oh my god, it increases without. 8 cost without Battle Pass cones. 8! Against an MOC. Zero Cycle. Yeah. Like, this is literally exactly like Firefly's situation. You know? Like, it's getting to that point. 8 cost or 8 cycle? It's an 8 cost Zero Cycle. For Cassie. It's 5 with Battle Pass Lycones. But 8 without. If I go back to, I can't do 3.7 MOC because that's cheating. It would count Dahlia. 3.6 MOC, Zero Cycle. Firefly 9 caused Zero Cycle against Flame Reaver. 1 patch before she got Dahlia. And this guy is Fire Weak. Like, this guy is Fire Weak. Like, yeah. You see what I mean? They're basically, like, already getting there. Like, Cassie's already getting there. She'll eventually catch up to being in the same amount of investment needed to clear as well as Firefly. Weakness means nothing to Firefly. She can implant weakness, but she can't reduce the res reduction. Like, there's still 20% fire res. She just implants a weakness to make it easier to break. Cassie sold more than Phanon? I'm pretty sure Cassie sold the most in Ampho. Like, she sold more than everybody in Ampho. The most surprising Ampho character to sell so badly was Cypher. Cypher was, like, incredibly hyped on social media, and rightfully so. I'm not trying to slander. But she was the lowest selling character in HSR history until Ashvale. How Acheron and Fei Xiao still haven't gotten buffed? Acheron will probably get buffed in this version with those leaked paid buffs. And then she also got M-Blade. So that's basically her equivalent of Firefly getting Dahlia plus Nova. And then Fei Xiao isn't getting buffed because they're trying to sell another Fua DPS right now with Avon. They're trying to sell a different Fua team. I promise you, when we go into version 5, Fei Xiao will get Nova in version 5. Like, I can almost guarantee it. They're just not doing it right now because they're trying to sell different Fua characters. Generalist support selling poorly will never not be funny. I mean, to be fair, M-Blade sold decent. And Tribi also sold decent. The thing with Cypher was just that she wasn't as universally usable, especially for the average player like Tribi was. Be right back.
just now.
Hello. Um. Mm. Yeah, Robin will get power crept in version 5 by another generalist. It's gonna happen. It's the same thing with Tribby. Like, it doesn't. Like, people always have this thing where, like, oh, this new super good character, they're so strong, there's no way they get power crept. Just hang it up. It's gonna happen. Who cares? I still get usage. Yeah, exactly. Like, to be honest, when you really think about it, Tribby having been best in slot for Ashblade until Robin SP came out, and like E1 Gilgamesh and Avon is kind of crazy. Like, Tribby released early in Ampho, 3.1, and then Ashblade is 4.3. That's 2 years of like actually great value, especially if you pull D1. Like, you can't really knock it. I do think Tribby is going to be added in the golden token though, in like version 4, or sorry, version 5. Like, they added Ruan Mei in V3, they added Robin in V4. It only makes sense to add Tribby in V5. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if I was like an Ashblade puller, I'd just play the long game, not pull Robin SP, not pull any of them. Just tank ul endgame with E2 Emblade and Ashvale for a bit, and then when Tribby gets added to the golden token, like, get a free E1 Tribby. Maybe Cypher? It could be both, to be honest. I could see both being added to the golden token shop. Get absolute dog shit results. I mean, when you really think about it, it's not that far. An E2 Emblade and E1 S1 Ashvale, those investments are enough to make them tank even version 5. Like, E2 Emblade doubles the team's performance in Fua alone, not including E1 Ashvale with like the 30% vulnerability, or the S1 Ashvale with 20% vulnerability. And then they also get an upgrade in their sustain teams with whatever sustain releases in this version too. Like, it's pretty easily doable, as long as you get E2 Emblade, in my opinion. Just don't pull their best in slot, whatever. Tank it. Infinite loops would become more accessible? What, by putting Tribby in golden token shop? I don't think they give a shit. Also, I'm pretty sure the current like infinite loops have pretty hard requirements in order to accomplish them. Like, it's not something that you can do against every single enemy. Tribby has a pretty good E4. Tribby's E4 is defense shred. I mean, you have to go all the way to E4 from E1 for it, which is kind of ass, but it's like 18% defense shred if I remember correctly. Yeah. Cypher's Lycone going into the shop would be a W? Oh, for sure. Especially the M-Blade players. If you use the Asheville M-Blade combo on a team where no one else has defense shred, putting Cypher Lycone on M-Blade is really nice. Really, really nice. Cypher E4? I don't even know what it is. Additional damage? You said? What is she again? Annihility? Wow, that's really ass. I'm not gonna lie. %30 vulnerability when Cypher hits an enemy. Follow-up does a bit more damage, and the true damage record is 50% better. Wow. Her E6 is like so much worse than E2 Robin, it's crazy. Or E1 Robin. This is a kind of sad E6. They should have prioritized like 20% res pen alongside this. Thank you for the 2, Zay. Sending Venti. Hey, I'll take it all day. I'll take him all day, thank you. I appreciate it. No way Cypher slander? I mean, Cypher is just unfortunate. Not only her placement, but the way they treated her in beta. The fact that they were genuinely scared of making her follow-up do like 400k damage in on an E1 in beta is crazy. Like, they were scared of that. They were scared of an E1 allowing her to do 400k damage on one follow-up. Oh my god. I just can't believe it, bro. Thank you for the other Tuesday on your face. Thank you. Yes, I would appreciate that. Venti's the GOAT from Genshin. Well, actually, I like Scara more now, but that aside. Oh, you was scared of that E1? It never even made sense to me. Like, you guys can go back if you want to like, the Cypher beta days. I was crashing out so hard. Because I was like, you're so scared of Cypher doing like 400k damage on a single follow-up. But you're not nerfing Hyocine's damage. Like, every time she takes a turn, and every time she ultimates, she's doing a minimum of 200k plus. But you're scared of a single 400k attack. It's beyond me. Hyacine doesn't do 200k outside of a REM team, I guess. I mean, these days, if you put Hyacine on any team with Robin SP, she can hit 200k. Yeah, you can put her on Ashblade too. Ashblade with Robin SP and Hyacine. Hyacine's getting buffed like crazy. That's actually some pretty hefty buffs for Hyacine. Hyacine E1 or S1 for Monorem E1. Firefly in the Lost Pool would be nice. I could get E2. I don't think they're going to add Firefly to the Lost Pool anytime soon. Maybe in version 5, but even then I'd be kind of questioning it. After they buff Firefly's E2 as well, it's really good. Is E1 Hyacine still cracked for Robin SP? I mean, kinda, in just like max HP being higher increases Robin SP's buffs, I'm pretty sure. Either the attack or crit damage one or both. I don't remember if the crit damage one scales the same. But outside of that, for like generalist teams, it doesn't really matter, not gonna lie. The stack gen, I mean, it heals the whole team. Oh! Wait, I never even considered that. The healing triggers Robin's trace to consume that thing to get more vibes. Wow. I genuinely haven't seen like anything about that and haven't even thought about it. Great mention, great mention. The healing trigger is once per ally turn? Yeah, but it still works. Because, like, Evernight and Cassie don't heal anybody on the team. Well, actually, Cassie heals the team a bit when she explodes her dragon. So, yeah, maybe then. But it would be much easier to get, stacks from like Evernight attacks and other stuff with E1 Hyacine for sure. Whoever balances the game hates me. Herda hasn't gotten anything since Anoxa. I mean, yeah. Tough. No, there's not really any other way to put it. It's just tough. You gotta wait for a Herda Nova. Did Robin make Evernight main DPS surpass Cassie at E0S1? I think it's okay because Cassie can also use Robin SP pretty well, and it's not like only Evernight got the buff. It's kinda the same situation as before, but I think the main advantage Evernight gained with Robin versus like Cassie comparisons is higher cost running duo DPS with Cyrene. Cause this has always been a thing. If you have an E2 or higher Cyrene, her damage actually does a lot with more basic attack spam. So now Evernight has Robin SP with significantly more potent buffs for Cyrene and Evernight to do damage than RMC at higher costs, which leads to Evernight and Cyrene duo DPS being way more competitive with Cassie than they were before, I think is how it works. Evernight is better for low cost, but Castris or Cyrene or Hyacine main DPS are much better at high cost. I don't know about much better. I know Hyacine E6 is currently beating legit every single Remembrance character. I'm pretty sure at higher costs. But I don't know about every, like, by that much. Like, if I go to AA currently, Hyacine E6 is probably the best. Not gonna lie. Yeah. It's not E6, but the Fua team with E2 Hyacine is the second highest placed on here. And then... oh yeah, that's with Plight as well. Oh wait, no. Wait, no. Never mind. E6 Hyacine is getting completely shit on by Cassie in this current AA. Never mind. But if you put Hyacine with the Fua boys, then yeah, they win. Why did Cypher have to get gutted? I don't know. I really don't. That's why I had multiple crash out videos back then. It's like, what do you even do about it, man? Cypher was just treated badly in beta. Pulling for characters I don't want gives me a headache. Then don't. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Just don't. Like, you can pull for characters you want and still clear in this game. You just have to go into the vertical investment for it. Like, I remember the old days, I'd see, like, the men enjoyers just running fucking E2 Dill, E2 Jing Yuan, what's the other one? Like, Argenti. It was just a full-ass DPS team, and it cleared. Because they had all the vertical investment needed. E2 Jing Yuan? Yeah, but this is like 1.x HSR. You gotta understand. 1.x HSR, like, the only character who really had a good Eidolon jumps was Dill. Literally the only DPS with good Eidolon jumps. So back then it was like, oh, Dill's the anomaly. Everybody else's shit E2 is actually normal. Our original E2 merchant, yeah. The E2 Dill. Caster is the real goated Annie character. I just like Casters because of the dragon. I'm gonna be honest, like, when it comes down to the Annie character, I like the character most. It's probably just Silverwolf, which I haven't really given much thought of. Acheron is just aura farming. Cassie is the Death Dragon aura farming, but like, I like Silverwolf for Silverwolf. Who was the original S1 merchant? I actually don't know for 1.x. Because I started playing HSR in 2.x. Like early Penacony. So in my experience, when I started playing the game, it was Acheron. Acheron was definitely called the most light cone reliant, since it had the QOL of giving an extra stack whenever she's skilled. Scythe plus Undead Dragon, yeah. Like, for those who don't know, like, Cassie was the beginning of me kind of doing speedrun accounts, if I remember correctly. And it was all because I just wanted Cassie. I wanted to build an account that was Cassie only, and just gave her everything she wanted to perform well. New accounts are an addiction? Well, yeah, now that this game has a skip button, you can grind like 400, 500 pulls in a single patch, which allows you to get a fully new team with like at least slightly above average luck. It's like, oh, I don't need to spend hundreds of dollars. Just let me no life skip the story instead. I get all the characters I want. I mean, I guess you technically don't need to make a new account, though. You could just make, like, on different servers, I guess. Like, you can have a bunch of technical different accounts on the same account, just on different servers. Power creep been kinda chill this version. Oh boy. You don't know what's coming. I mean, technically it already came with the supports. But, yeah. When all the teams are finished, might as well just call it. Happens every version, yeah. I've always said it. It's like at the beginning of the version, people are like, "Oh, there's no power creep." You know? Oh my god, this version is so much healthier than the last one. Then midway, it's like, there's been some power creep. It's getting pretty bad. But the old characters are still usable. And they still have some decent investment to still make them viable. And then at the end of the version, it's like, yeah, bro, fuck this. Disgusting power creep. I hate this game. Hopefully next version is different. That's the cycle that happens every time. Five-team endgame? Yeah, I'd rather die. No, thank you. Unless they give me like a free Tribby and a free Yun Li, I'm good. Nova Yun Li. At that, Nova Yun Li. Actually. Let me have more realistic demands. Free Yun Li plus the Nova. Take my Yun Li? Wish I could. Why didn't you just pull E2 Yun Li instead? I have Yun Li on like my OG HSR account. The first one I ever had. But I don't even remember the info for that account anymore, to be honest. I would quit if there's ever a 5-team endgame. Yeah. The only thing with HSR is, when I say I'm gonna quit, I don't know how confident I am in it because of how easy it is to play this fucking game. I could legit log in 4 times once a week, a month, and I'd get probably like 80 to 90% of the pulls. So it's like, would I even quit? I don't even know. I could do a 5-team endgame. On this account, I could probably only do 3. If I invested... it depends. If Memo Split becomes an actual thing that I can do in the future, then I could do Silverwolf, Cassie, Evernight, Phanon. And then if I really wanted to, I could build Archer. I just haven't bothered. And that would be 5, I guess. Do you have enough supports for all 5 teams? Silverwolf with Pearl, Yao Guang, and like EMC or something. Maybe someone to replace EMC like Sparksy. Cassie with M-Blade, Robin SP, and Hyacine. Evernight with RMC, Cyrene, and whatever other sustain, Huohuo, anything. Phanon with any generalist action advancers. And then Archer with Sparkle. And any AoE buffer. Yeah. You could do it. At least on my account, it's possible. It's just that I'd have to pull Robin and Blade. How is your battle pass so low? Because I haven't been playing the game. I mean, it's literally like what I just recently said. I don't play this game actively, man. I just log in every once in a while. I get most of the pulls anyways. I make like videos on beta and stuff. He is a LARPer. Tourist. Mine's level 10? See, yours is even lower than mine. Disgusting. I will be playing Wuwa probably a little more actively again soon, though. Because I need Jingron and I need Suoming. And I need Suoming really badly. So I will be on the Wuwa grind. Mine's level 60, no life. Just kidding. I burned out after making a 7th account. Holy shit, you have more than me. All in for Hsin? Yeah, I'm skipping that mid. All in for Goat Ming. Saridra Nova when? Never. I was talking about it in previous streams. There's a pretty good chance Saridra doesn't get a Nova. Just letting you guys know that. Like, there's a pretty decent chance. So Jingron is a skip too? No. Jingron's also a pretty important pull. It's just that Suoming is like the most important, the best. I may return to Wuwa if they make some characters quick swappable. Aren't old characters kind of quick swappable? Especially the negative status ones? Or do those just not interest you? What's your favorite map to run in a circle in? Belobog. I have like my favorite season is winter, and I like snow a lot. I just love the aesthetic of winter. So I like running around Belobog. Yeah. It's actually a cool question, though. I don't usually get asked out of ordinary questions like that. X characters have all been anti-quick swap except Yuki. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still quick swap them to some extent, though. Same thing with Yang Yang. Like, Yang Yang legit incentivizes a little bit of quick swap just for the double feather rotation. Gotta say, the fan ASMR is relaxing. I had to. I'm sorry. It's just so hot over here right now. When it gets even a slight bit colder, I usually have my fan completely off, because I know it interferes with the mic. Like, we've had a few days where I'm legit dying in my room even with a fan on, and then I have to turn it off just so I can have clear audio when I'm recording a video. And like, nobody can tell, obviously, watching the video, but I'm dying. Like, in some of the videos, I'm sweating pretty badly, depending on how much I'm yapping. I miss Zhang Liao quick swap, very satisfying. Yeah, I actually used to... Zhang Liao used to be my favorite character to use in Wuwa in the early days. I found him the most fun. Have you got polls ready for Jing Ron? Who's gonna tell him? I have not been playing Wuwa because I've been focused on playing with friends on different games for like the past few weeks. So it's the same thing with HSR again, but yeah, I haven't really saved pulls since pulling Yang Yang's weapon. But I got so like annoyed. I pulled Yang Yang's weapon because I was like, oh, you know, I can probably get away without pulling Jing Ron's because it didn't matter that much in the first version of his beta. And then they, like, I'm pretty sure they significantly increased the value of his weapon in his beta later on. So now his weapon is like 40% better than any other option. And it's like, fuck, I actually, I need to get more pulls for the weapon than I originally thought. Having friends must be nice. Oh, trust me, it's not as good as it sounds. It's just not. Because we're playing competitive games together, and I'm the only one who genuinely cares about improving at the game. And so I have to deal with like 3 other buffoons in my ear saying the most random bullshit while I'm constantly trying my hardest and they're throwing my games. It's not a fun experience for me most of the time. I had to take a break from it for a few days. Who needs enemies with friends like that? Yeah, it's bad. Buffoons? I mean, there's no other way to describe them. They're also, like, incredibly stubborn. Like, they refuse to admit that they're not trying when it's, like, clear as day that they're not trying. They're like, no, dude, trust me, I want to win. It's like, yeah, you want to win, but, like, putting in no effort. If you have to put in any effort, you just give up. Ugh. Why do you get rage baited so easily? I feel like the newer generation has just decided to use rage bait as a word to excuse any idiocy that is spouted out of their mouths. Like, before people would be like, oh yeah, I'm dumb. Or, oh yeah, maybe I'm trolling or whatever. But it's like, you guys need to understand, you cannot ignore what I'm telling you and continuously annoying me over and over and over again, and then be like, dude, it's just rage bait. Like that there isn't, like, saying something is rage bait does not mean that you are suddenly invincible to me saying, yeah, you're annoying the fuck out of me. Get out of my chat. Like that's not how that works. You can't just pull the it's a rage bait card. Because the entire, you guys need to understand, the entire point of my streams is to just interact with my chat and have genuine conversation with them. I'm not like a lot of other streamers that just do whatever the fuck else on the game and then they barely pay attention to their chat. So if someone is getting in the way of me having genuine good convos with my chat, and they keep repeating this over and over again after I've warned them countless times, you're like, I'm tired of you, you know? Like, I'm just obviously going to just reach a point where it's like, please get out of my chat. And also, because of the way I stream and the way I interact with my chat, I obviously am more affected in a way by constantly seeing like the same kind of like dumb opinions sometimes. I can't really name anything specifically, but like getting asked the same questions a million times and trying to answer them in a genuine attempt to help, right? Like that's why I am usually a little more like dead when it comes to like over asked questions, or it's like there's an argument going on in chat that relies on future rail or something. It's like how many times have I been through this, you know? So it makes me more prone to being bothered. Yeah, like a big reason why the Yao Guang shit took a toll on me is because a lot of people use my channel and watch my streams to ask me for like pull value questions. And legit every stream I did during like the Yao Guang stuff, I would have like probably 50 people come into every stream and ask the exact same question of, is Yao Guang gonna get replaced? And I was like starting to lose it. Is the reason you sound sleepy over asked questions? No, I am generally low energy. Like my voice being the way it is and my tone being the way it is a lot of the time is kind of natural. But yes, like if it's like overly like zero energy, like you can't feel anything from me at all, then yeah, it's probably because I'm answering something really dumb or I'm seeing like something really dumb. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You know? Nihilux would be a DPS? See, like, this is actually a decent example here. It's like, how am I supposed to know? You know? And I've been asked this quite a few times. Like, there's some semi-reliable leaks. Might be main DPS or whatever. But how am I supposed to know what Nihilux is supposed to be? You know? That's actually a really good example. Yeah, Bronte. I had like no energy. Can the Herta still clear content for an average player at E0 No, probably not. To be honest, even with Lycone, the average player still might not be able to clear. If I'm a filthy casual who plays break with a sustain, is Langshaw a good upgrade to Gallagher? No. Don't even bother. They both have sustain issues, so there isn't even like a one-up. Don't underestimate HSR community, Gabby. They don't even play the game. The thing with HSR that I find so funny, though, is you don't need to play this game, right? Like, you don't. It's not like Lua, where you need, like, actual repetition and some level of mechanics to do some quick swap rotations. You don't need to play this game. You need to read a character's kit and understand it. That's the final boss of HSR. Reading kits and understanding them. And somehow, a vast majority of people completely fail at this task. How? It's the only thing. Not true. Speed tuning and some characters like Silverwolf or Saber Gilga need proper skill. Brother, I put my Saber Gilgamesh on auto on my E2 Saber account. Keep in mind, E2 Saber is only like a 20% buff to herself, not even the entire team. And I got like a 1 cycle against Reaver. Like, at least currently, you can put that shit on auto and it still just kills. It doesn't even matter. Also, speed tuning has nothing to really do with gameplay. There's no special skill that goes into speed tuning. Like, you just get better relics by farming on auto. The only skill gap that this game has, once again, is understanding kits and comprehending them. And then, even further than that, is being able to craft your own rotations against certain enemies. Which is what most of the Zero Cyclers do. They just fucking restart on a private server 500 times until they finally get to that finalized rotation that works. And then they make a video about it. The skill gap is looking at leaks. I don't know, man. Leaks are brain rotting so many people that it might genuinely be a debuff to some people to look at leaks. As crazy as that is to say. Our reading comprehension is fried. I mean, I did see something about like this generation of kids being like the worst at reading and writing ever because of AI and shit. But like, there's no way it's that bad. I refuse to believe it's that bad. It saved a lot of people from pulling Sparksy. Yeah, but Sparksy's hot, so who cares if she gets power crept? A lot of the time when I struggle in Anomaly, I start to plan my team breakpoints around 2 cycles, and it's cool when it works. Oh, that's nice. I used to do the same thing when I was actually caring about 0 cycles. I'd like get new relics, get the specific speed tuning just so I could get what I wanted. But I gave up on that. I became a lazy person. These days it's auto or nothing for me. No thought process. If you guys could see my eyes when I'm like doing HSR gameplay, they're just dead. There's no thinking behind my eyes. There's no soul behind it. I just consume the auto. Sparkle is not hot. Where'd that comment go? What comment? What are you talking about? What are your pulling plans? Will you pull for Pearl and Nihilux? I mean, I'll pull for Pearl no matter what. For my Silver Wolf. I don't know what Nihilux is though. Like, if Nihilux is a main DPS, I wouldn't pull her on this account at all. If she's a support, maybe. Sparksy was more of a broken clock situation. If you doom everyone, eventually you'll be correct. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Now that I think about it, basically every version 4 character who isn't a hard support got doom posted. Like, Yao Guang got doom posted. Sparksy got doom posted with people originally saying that she'd end up like Aglaia and that she's not a sub DPS. Ashvale got doom posted after the changes in his version. Silverwolf got doom posted for not instantly power creeping mono rem. Evanesia gets doom posted because she's probably not going to get any best in slot teammates. And then Emblade is the first one that just instantly received glaze because he's a hard support with generalist buffing. I guess Himeko didn't really receive that much doom posting at the beginning, but that's because she was broken as fuck. You know, like she was broken, so there wasn't really anything to complain about. Was Rin doom posted? No, I genuinely think I was the only person calling out how Rin is way more replaceable in Archer teams, and like she's getting incredibly underlooked currently in favor of slandering Gilgamesh. I'm pretty sure I was the only one on this platform to have a video talking about it. I didn't see anyone else being like, yeah, Rin's actually kind of shit. Not that great. I don't know about this one. I didn't see it on social media either, which is even rarer, because you see more posts obviously on like Reddit and Twitter than you do videos. I still didn't see it. It was all just Gilgamesh doom posting that entire beta. Why do people glaze Rin but slander Gil? I mean, they just glazed Rin because Archer was already good with Sparkle Nova. And technically Archer's team has a 1-up on a free copy / character over Gilgamesh's. Because you can get E1 Archer for free, but in Saber Gilga team, you can only get 1 copy for free total in the last year. So it's like his team is cheaper and he got Sparkle Nova. So people were over glazing her just because she buffed him at all. Because he was already decent. But I mentioned in one of my videos that went under the radar kinda. I was like, for all the doom posting Gilgamesh is getting, Rin is definitely in a worse position. Because Gilgamesh is way more important for Saber than Rin is for Archer. And Archer has historically been able to use generalists, right? Like, he really only needs his E1 and Sparkle Nova, and then he can easily get buffed by any other generalist support that's just really strong. It was a bias? Oh, 100% it was. I mean, once again, it's one of those things where, like, people were just hopping on the hate train. It started blowing up that, Gilgamesh got nerfed. Infinite ult loops are gone. But he had to take a hit for it. And it was just instant from, oh my god, he's the greatest character, he's such a good character, to he's trash. He's donezo. Give it 2 patches. Avin mogs him. Before we even knew anything about Avin. Or like, Avin's gonna absolutely mog him. Pom Pom is the worst designed boss in the game. I mean, yeah, the game's getting worse with the enemy shilling, kinda. Does Avin mog Gilga now? No. When you use like a fair cost comparison, since people are able to get Gilgamesh for free, E1 Gilgamesh beats E0 S0 Avin. I'm pretty sure. Avin needs like Lycone or his own vertical investment, and then he beats Gilga, yeah. But in the low cost comparison, it's basically the same, so. Also, Gilga can take way better advantage of E2M Blade. Since he's an ult damage dealer, he takes full advantage of it. While Avin is the opposite. He really doesn't give a fuck about E2M Blade. Imagine making a series to clear Anomaly for viewers. I just don't want to. Like, people have always asked for it. I used to like doing the endgame clears and stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, I've just lost the passion for endgame clearing in this game. I really just lost the passion. Like, I still like the game and the characters and the animations a lot, so that's why I still keep playing it. It's not like I don't like it. But I don't see HSR Endgame as like, oh, I'm happy that I accomplished this, you know? I'm not in that state anymore. Like, let's say for example, one of my old accounts actually struggles to full clear something. I won't even like bat an eye at it. Like, my emotions won't change. Do you have an opinion on finality? No, I don't. I really don't. I'm clueless. I was clueless on Elation. I said the same thing. And then Elation ended up being like absolutely nothing I thought it would. Meaning I was right. So finality is probably the same situation. There's probably no way I could guess what this path is gonna exactly represent in battle. Well, yeah, AA has more shield than normal endgame as well, which makes me discredit it more. I don't know. I feel like these days, my interest in a gacha has much more to do with, once again, like, obviously if I like the characters and animations, but like for me, I think at this point it's like pretty hard on characters specifically. Like, it's like Wua, for example. Like, I wouldn't be playing Wua at all currently, unless it was Jingron and Suoming. Like, those two are the only reason I'm even playing Wua. In HSR, to be honest, a big part of why I like this game, even if there's characters I don't care about, is just that, like, I can talk about it, you know? Like, if I'm bored, I can just make a video talking about leaks, and then I can see all your guys' opinions. And it's, like, kind of entertaining for me, the discussions. So HSR has that advantage for me over other games. Hello. Why is bro always running somewhere? I like running. What did I miss? Nothing. Actually, I'm probably gonna end stream now. My throat is starting to die from talking too much. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. I'm pretty excited for Nihilux.